Welcome to the Ridgefield State of the City. We are excited about the future of Ridgefield and how we as a community can come together to create a vision to serve current and future residents. Everything we do here in Ridgefield is informed by our comprehensive growth plan. But sometimes it's hard for people to see exactly what that means and just what is involved. So let's dig into it with a little help from our friend, Carty the Crane.
Hi, Mayor. Happy to help. But to better understand where our plan starts, we have to first fly north to the state capital, Olympia. This is where the state legislature created a framework for our planning with Washington's Growth Management Act, or the GMA. The GMA orchestrates a symphony of planning with cities and counties all over the state, harmonizing the different pieces of how we grow, with places to live, work, and play, and plans for the infrastructure to support it. Every 10 years, we compose that symphony for our city, bringing our community together to envision our path for the next 2 decades. The last time we updated our plan was in 2016. Since then, the city has been growing to the beat of that drum. And now, it's time to build on that with a new plan that our whole community will help us create. A plan that ensures Ridgefield remains a great place to live, work, and play for generations to come. So, let's find out more about how our current plan is coming to life and what's next for the amazing place that we call home. Councilor Cole, how many people and jobs does the state say we need to plan for?
Great question, Carty. It's no secret that Ridgefield has been one of the fastest growing cities in the state of Washington over the past decade. We often hear the question, can't we just slow down the pace of growth or perhaps put a pause on it? Well, the answer to that is simply no, we can't. You see, the Growth Management Act requires every county and city to strategically plan for the next 20 years of population growth. So for Ridgefield, this equates to accommodating a thriving community of approximately 25,000 residents and fostering nearly 10,000 new jobs by the year 2045. That's a substantial leap from the over 15,000 residents we had here in 2023. Now, I understand that these numbers may seem daunting, but let me assure you there's larger context at play. Washington faces a housing shortage, a challenge that the state is committed to addressing. It calls upon all of us to collaborate in creating a more extensive housing supply and an effort aimed at slowing down the steadily rising prices people endure in their quest to own a home. We may not control how many people come to our beautiful city, but we do wield influence over the manner in which it unfolds. That was a big focus for our 2016 Comprehensive Growth Plan. The plans laid out then are now becoming a reality, transforming us into a full-service city with vital services and amenities to support the quality of life our residents came here seeking. We've also outlined stringent design standards, ensuring the construction of high-quality homes and mandates for new subdivisions to allocate 25% of their land for parks and open spaces in order to keep that connection to the natural environment that we love here. We've worked closely with developers, urging them to overbuild the necessary infrastructure to support the influx of new people and more jobs. So as we reflect on these achievements and confront the challenges that lie ahead, we turn to you, our community, for ideas and input. Our new growth plan, Envision Ridgefield 2045, is just getting started. This plan will chart our course for the next 2 decades, outlining our aspirations and tracking our progress for smart growth while maintaining small town feel that we all love so much. Together, let's build on our successes and learn from our challenges, ensuring that a prosperous and vibrant future for Ridgefield.
Thanks, Councilor Cole. It sounds like there's going to be some new friends, neighbors, and jobs coming to Ridgefield. We all know that communities cannot be built without a strong foundation, and that foundation starts with roads, parks, waterways, and sewers, and it needs to be able to support the community we're building. Let's hear from Councilor Wells, who can provide some much-needed insight on how our community will get around.
They can't fly around like you do, Carty. We have humans need infrastructure like roads, stormwater facility, sewer, and water to create the foundation for our community. Without them, it doesn't work. That's why, just over the past year, the city and private developers have been building new roads, improved roads, sidewalks, bike lanes, and trails, roundabouts, storm ponds, and water and sewer connections to make sure people can effectively get home from work, drink clean water, and keep our local environment clean. But that's just the start. In 2024, the city is taking the lead on over $50 million worth of roads, storm, and water service projects to connect people with the new neighborhoods and businesses like Costco and In-N-Out Burger. Projects like Royal Road North, in construction now, and the new improved roads between the freeway and Royal Road, including Pioneer, being widened to 4 lanes, including bike lanes, sidewalks, new access roads to the north and south, and another road east to west between Costco and the YMCA. We're also designing more ways to get across the city with an overpass at 11th Street from Parr Lumber to Union Ridge, and the connection to I-5 at 219th Street going west to Hillhurst. From Royal Road to Pioneer Street, the Kennedy Well Field to the new East Side Reservoir, downtown to the east side, will be making big improvements to meet our community's needs far into the future.
Thanks, Councilor Wells. Sounds like there's a lot of work going on. Even though I won't personally need the new sidewalks, everybody who can't fly will definitely benefit from safer ways to walk, bike, and drive around town. One thing we all benefit from is spending time in our parks, flying along trails from neighborhoods to my refuge. Councilor Burkle, can you tell us more about the parks and trails being built as part of the current plan and what might come next?
It's good to see you, Carty. I love seeing you and your friends flying around the National Wildlife Refuge. It's one of the things that makes Ridgefield so unique. It's so crucial to preserve our natural open spaces and create experiences with nature. From the refuge to Abrams to the dog park, and connecting the parks to neighborhoods on our trails. Having accessible spaces designed for our kids, teens, adults, senior residents, and pets to explore and play keeps our community rich and vibrant. It's why we require every new development to set aside 25% for parks and open spaces, and why we work with developers to do even more than that when we find opportunities. We're working to build a trail connection that will bring those places together. The G Creek North segment will connect the refuge, Abrams Park, and downtown. The Hillhurst multimodal track will connect neighborhoods to Ridgefield High School. In 2024, you will see even more. Opening of a pump track, the splash pad, and plans you're already helping us put together for Abrams, the waterfront, and our newest 15-acre community park north of Pioneer Canyon neighborhood. And in our new growth plan, we're going to keep looking and keep asking you to find even more spaces where your family can play and connect to our natural environment.
Thanks, Councilor Burkle. I love spending time in our parks, especially Abrams Park. Sitting in the trees above the creek, watching families play together, and listening to the music of all the fun events below. One of the events I love the most there is National Night Out. Every year we get to connect with our wonderful, friendly police officers, thanking them for keeping our city so safe. Wait, do we plan for that too? I mean, public safety is really important, so there must be a part of the plan to make sure Ridgefield continues being such a safe place to be. Councilor Chipman, can you help?
There's definitely a plan for public safety, Carty. It's one of the most important things we do. We have amazing officers that do the work every day. They're led by Chief Kathy Doriot, who grew up here, and she has worked in Ridgefield for over 30 years. We are blessed to live in a great community where people feel safe And it's a priority to keep it that way for all of our residents as we grow. In 2023 alone, we hired 4 new officers, moved into a great new police station downtown, and expanded our amazing volunteer group of Neighbors on Watch. We also participated in the ribbon cutting for a new regional law enforcement academy that will help to recruit new officers who won't need to spend months away from their homes and families while they're attending training. In 2024, we will continue working on ways to enhance our community policing. We're hiring 2 more new officers and finding more ways for our officers to interact with residents in addition to our Neighbors on Watch and community events like National Night Out. And we're exploring a new drone program designed to increase the efficiency and effectiveness of our police investigations. We've purchased the drones and we've trained officers to implement the program. We will be bringing the details to the public in the spring. The number 1 priority of the Ridgefield Police Department is your safety and security, confidence and comfort. It will always be top of mind for all of our officers, and it is a driving and motivating factor in every decision we make.
Thanks, Councilor Chipman. Sounds like you've got the safety of our city covered. But let the chief know that if she needs some additional eyes in the sky to help, I'm ready for duty. There's so much going on in Ridgefield, from the roads and parks to the police to patrol them. Sounds expensive. How are we paying for all the services our growing community needs? Mayor Pro Temp Lindsay, my friends and I don't have pockets, so we don't have money to add. Where is the funding coming from?
Thanks, Carty. That's a great question. We know that the needs for services like public safety continue to grow with our community. This is why it's so important to have the budget to afford it all. That's the financial side of growth planning. For years, we've been working towards sustainable funding that will ensure we can provide the services that make Ridgefield so special, like high-quality law enforcement, roads, and parks. It's a transition from years where we relied heavily on one-time tax dollars from new home construction. We knew at some point the home building would slow down, and we'd need to replace that revenue for services with ongoing sales tax from businesses right here in the city limits. Part of that plan requires growth and investment in more retail locations in Ridgefield. Let me explain how all this works to support the services that are important to our residents. Currently, if you go to, let's say, Costco, you have to travel to Vancouver. You buy what you need for your family and travel back. Unfortunately, the money you spend in Vancouver doesn't travel back with you to Ridgefield. It stays there, helping to support their services. However, when the Ridgefield Costco opens later this year, the money you and everyone else spends stays right here and supports our service needs. In other words, the more people visit coffee shops, restaurants, and stores in Ridgefield, the more sales tax dollars we have to support our residents' needs to keep Ridgefield the way we all love. The investments we're making now lay the foundation for jobs and services to come. And it's a lot more than just one store. Our plan has the potential to boost opportunities in our city for decades to come. Our estimates indicate that our initial investments this year will generate $700 million in private investment, $3.9 million in state and local retail sales tax, and $295 million in economic output. But one of the biggest impacts of this initial investment is the creation of new jobs in Ridgefield. Nearly 2,000 full-time jobs will be created in the city. Here in Ridgefield, we put our money where our mouth is, and this growth will help stimulate the local economy, pay for the services needed by people in our beautiful city, and create new jobs for future generations of Ridgefield residents.
Got it! Thanks, Mayor Pro Temp Lindsay. It's great to know you've been planning for the future needs as you're implementing the plan today. And that seems to be a common thread. We're implementing a plan that's the roadmap to help our city thrive, with places to live, work, and play. But we have even more exciting times ahead, and it sounds like we're going to need everyone's help to make the next plan even better than this one. But how can people help, Mayor?
We've all done so much already as a community to plan for a great Ridgefield, but there's a lot more to do. We're getting started on Envision Ridgefield 2045, and we need your help to look out over the next 20 years. Always remember that the City of Ridgefield's growth plan is your growth plan, so be involved. One way to get involved is accessing our Ridgefield Roundtable online to see our future activities. We thank you for your time, and we look forward to growing together in this great city that we all call home.